Welcome everybody to another video of Dead by Dead. My name is Cubeproductions. Today we have a really interesting build that revolves around making people scream and scaring them. So the point of this build, we're going to use Hex Face the Dark. And what this build does, if you're in this survivor by any means, you light a dual totem, and then that dual totem will stay lit until, of course, one of two things happens. The person who you hit becomes downed, or they get healed, or if the dual totem gets, of course, cleansed by a survivor. While that's happening, every 25 seconds, anyone outside of terror will automatically scream and reveal the location to you. Corrupt Intervention and Scorcher Pin Resonance to block generators. And lastly, you have Dead Man Switch, because Dead Man Switch will block the generators if someone is screaming. And as a result, basically we're going to make people scream across the entire map and make it really, really hard for them to actually do generators. And to make it better, we have auto targeting process to make them move slower, of course, if they get hit with a drone while having a claw trap. And we have brown nose generators to make them oblivious, so we can sneak up on them and kill them. Without further ado, let's get to the game so I can show you how great this build is. Playing on the Eyrie of Crows. This map, I have mixed feelings about when I play the Skull Merchant. I don't really have a problem with it, but at that same time, I just don't really like this map in general. I don't like how it looks. I don't like how bright it is. It's probably dead by daylight, yet it is daylight. Make it make sense. It's just a really weird map, and I just don't really like the aesthetic of it. But ever since they slowed it down, I feel it's like much better. So right here, this girl's like, I give up. I'm over here like, yes. So I'm gonna get down her really fast and then in her life. So as you can see on the left side, we're fighting against a streamer today. Now you might be saying, well, are you fighting a streamer? Why did you ask that streamer for his point of view? You'll see why as we continue this game. So after we down her in 4 seconds, Corrupt Intervention gets immediately immediately turns on, well, it turns off, I guess. The girl's gonna close up on the hook and she's like, Skull Merchant, blah, blah. And now I'm gonna try and find the next survivors, and it's in the game. So right here, I'm like, hello. And then I grab the streamer, cause I was watching his stream after this game, and basically after that girl just gave up, it was kind of just like no point in even playing the game anymore. And he was saying, by the way, you should definitely watch his stream. But he's a really nice guy. But he said that of all the killers he fought against, that at least in that stream at the time, that I was definitely the nicest killer. As you'll see as we continue playing the game, you understand why he said that. So right here, I'm gonna go after this Dwight, who I definitely saw. I'm not gonna be able to hit him, but I am gonna swing, and then I pour that all the way into the stupid pallet, so I'm like even better. So this time I'm gonna hit him, but I don't. But it's fine because I have a claw trap, so he's gonna eventually get claw trapped, and now he's gonna be oblivious. And he can run for his life, but there's nowhere he can go because he's going to die. So right here, I'm like, this will be easy. He can't go anywhere. And then he goes around, I'm like, oh. And I know the power right here because I was the power right here. But then he decides to drop it immediately. I'm like, dang it. And it hit me. This Dwight actually might be a really good looper. Then my scratch mark is completely just wrong. I'm thinking he's going towards the pallet, but in reality, he's going around. Now he's going to go towards the main building. I'm like, dang it. I'm not going to be able to catch him because the main building is really, really annoying. And that's one reason why I hate this map. This main building honestly makes no sense at all. So I'm kind of mad I'm chasing him up here. But because I have to kill the survivors, that's how you play Dead by Daylight. And already one of them is dead anyway. Might as well just chase them and kill them all. So I'm going to try and find him, but he went back to the bottom floor. If he has balance landing, this is even worse. But he doesn't have balance landing, I don't think. So I was like, oh my. At least if he does have balance landing, it's gone now. So right here, I know the pallet's right in front of him because where else would it be? I feel like he has Windows opportunity. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like that's why he knows exactly where to go. Or he just knows these tiles really well. But right here, I'm like, well, he can't make the pallet anymore, so I should get a free hit. And we down him. Then I hear someone working on a gen. I'm like, who's working on this gen? And I'm like, you know what? Yes. You do that. Because the game's over. You're not winning. So I might as well just have some fun. So now I'm going to have a little bit of fun with these survivors and just basically let them do whatever they want because this game's already over. Some people say Skull Merchant can't be fun. Like, I can be fun. Sometimes. I was gonna grab him right there, but I didn't grab him. I'm mad. So right here, I'm like, well, because the game's over anyway, I might as well just kill you. This girl's like, in my life and suffering. I'm like, yes, ma'am. So I kick this pallet. I'm slowed down for 8 eons. Like, why? And then I'm like, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to kill you later. And I want to end everyone's life. Normally, I don't really play like this, but because of the fact that I really just want to go to the not only really want to go to the next game, but sometimes it's important to just go to the next game and let the survivors have a good match instead of just like continuously continuously playing with the exact same bad survivors. Because when one survivor loses the game, the game's over. It kind of sucks for the survivors. This girl's like, that drone is like hurting me, and I'm like, yes. So one thing I don't know, I never knew this, but it's like she stood under my drone, so I couldn't, of course. So the drone went up in the air, but the drone was still detecting her, like he was under it. I'm a little confused. I don't know about that mechanic about Scar Merchant, so that's kind of new news for me. But I'm going to hook this girl on this hook, and Dwight is over there at the generator, even though the game is over. And there's no way we're gonna win. Dwight's like, I still feel like doing gym. So I'm like, you do that. So now I want to hook him because I'm like, do I really want to hook you? But I'm gonna hook him anyway so I can get him out the game because I realized, you know what? Y'all are nice survivors, and I'm sorry your teammate left. But I would rather go to the next game. So first, I'm gonna throw some balls at him, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't leave you on the ground so I can give you the hatch because you're a nice person. And that's the whole point of this game. So basically, I'm just gonna fast forward the little parts right here. So right here, this girl's gonna get hit by some snowballs. And then I'm like, well, since they're having fun, and the only person that feels like actually playing the game is Dwight, I might as well kill Dwight, because Dwight seems like he's not trying to have any fun at all. So I'm trying to find Dwight, and lo and behold, Dwight gets touched by my drone, so I'm like, yes, I know exactly where to go now. So Dwight is gonna rescue, of course, the streamer, but the streamer's like, I don't even care, like, just end my life, end my suffering. And then Dwight's like, chase me, please. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. So now I'm going to chase Dwight. And I'm like, why do you even want to be chased? You're not going to get anywhere. And then he just, yeah. So then I see the guy go in the locker, the streamer, and I'm like, no. Like, I was like, don't go, don't do it. Don't get out that window and drop this pallet on me. And lo and behold, he does not do it. I'm like, yay. So because of that reason, I'm like, okay, I can hook Dwight. And now Dwight's in the hook, and I'm like, okay, I give up. And then this girl drops the pallet and plays the trap down again, and it slows me down. I'm like, this is the dumbest game. Like, why is this what's happening right now? Then Dwight gets rescued a third time, I mean. Well, I guess second time. A second time. So I gotta chase him again, because I'm like, Dwight, of all people, you have to die. I'm sorry. So Dwight gets a claw trap on him because of all these drones I have. I didn't realize I had so many drones. So Dwight gets a claw trap on him, and now I can find exactly where he is, and he's oblivious. And Dwight's like, I lose. And I'm like, yes, you do. So I was gonna hook Dwight, but for some reason I couldn't hook him. I'm like, what's this game doing? And then it hit me, he's about to rage quit. So even though he already was gonna lose the game anyway because they had one person dead on hook, Dwight still gave up. Then the streamer's like, in my life too, and I'm like, yes sir. So now I'm gonna fast forward to me ending everyone's life, and I'll see y'all in the next game. Yeah, not a lot of screaming happened in that game, but it was so fun. And fun, actually. It was really funny. By the way, Dwight left the game and became a bot. And then none of the hooks, I had hooked all the people on hooks that were near each other. So when Dwight was the bot, he literally only stayed in one area of the map, and I never was able to hook him, and he got the hatch. So the fact that the bot did better than the actual Dwight himself is kind of funny. Like usual, Suffering is the name that I call myself. It's actually Cubeproductions because literally, why am I playing on Ornament every single video? Like, what is happening? So I'm playing on Ornament, as you know, I love Ornament. So much fun. And I'm gonna go use my drone. This girl's like, oh, that's what I'm merchant. And then she's gonna run straight towards me because I'm untouchable. And I'm gonna let her get hit. And part of me wants to go after her again, but then all the part of me wants to not go after her because of the fact that I do have my, what's it called? Hex totem, and I want to make sure it stays up. But the reason why I go after her is because the hex totem is kind of useless until I get someone else down and I can actually activate them and switch. Because basically, it's like this hex becomes a AoE, not AoE, a full screen. I guess full screen is the wrong word to use. Becomes a entire map screen, and that's really good. And as long as they don't get rid of it, which they probably won't, because sometimes they just don't even care about the perk. Because it's really useful for showing information, but also it's kind of like not amazing. But I made it really well with really good with Dead Man Switch. Dead Man Switch plus Hex Face of Darkness is really fun to deal with. Well, really fun for me and really bad for the survivors. So that generator's almost already completed. And I'm like, we literally have been in the game for 2 minutes, and I'm pretty sure I went around the main building. So the fact that you already almost have it completed is kind of insane. Either a brand new part or y'all just really good at doing gens. I don't know. So this girl's gonna go back inside the building and catch me off guard. I wasn't expecting that. So I'm gonna make sure they don't do that generator, but they're not actually on it. So I'm like, yay. So I want to talk about one thing with Hex Phase of Dark. I believe it happens actually in this game, as I think it does at least. But like I said at the beginning of the video, I even took a long time to read it to make sure you understood. Hex Phase of Darkness will activate whenever anyone loses a health state by or injuring anyone by any means. Knowing this, you think that it would work if someone gets claw trapped and automatically loses a health state. Wrong. For some reason, if you claw trap someone, if you like injure someone with your drones, it doesn't work. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the way it's worded. Like I know, for example, what's that perk called? Gearhead works when a survivor loses a health state by any means, which means getting hurt or not. So I know that works, but Desolation also works by injuring a survivor by any means. So I don't know. Unless Desolation says making a survivor lose a health state by any means. But no, it doesn't say that at all, because if it said that, it would work even when you down survivors. I don't think it works that way. So I don't know. But this girl right here is going to get hooked, and then someone else is going to run right next to me. I'm like, what are you doing? So I'm going to reactivate my Hex Phase of Darkness. By the way, every time they get downed or they get re-healed, that Phase of Darkness goes away like I told you. But the thing about it is, because it's a Dual Totem that spawns into a Hex Totem, it will always, what's it called? It will always continuously be a Dual Totem and not be able to be cleansed until I reactivate it. Which is kind of funny. Now, every time I down someone, these chases don't last for 25 seconds, so no one screams. But when they do last for over 25 seconds, you'll understand why it's so good. So I'm going to hook this girl on a score trick because I want to also get the generator of the most progress to be lowered, which seems to be the generator right in front of me. But then I realized it's not the generator right in front of me, so it has to be the generator in the main building probably, and I was correct. That's why I love Dead Man Switch plus score trick comparing resident. It loses 25% and then you continue to know exactly where to go. And then the survivors get off. The only problem with it is the survivors will get off the gen and probably trying to hide it immediately because they're like, well, the killer knows exactly where to go, so I'm gonna run away. And I'm like, that is smart. So right here, I'm like, did you go upstairs? Did you go forward? Because I can't tell, I'm gonna proceed and go forward. Then I see someone in the corner of my eye, I'm like, yes. And then someone says my drone, and I'm like, So now I'm gonna try and chase this girl, but there's two pallets right next to each other. So I gotta put a drone right here. I don't really know the best spot to put this drone, honestly. I just gotta make sure I put it in a good spot to where it actually locates all the survivors. But then the girl gets rescued, so I'm like, dang it. And as you can see on the bottom left, that Meg has a claw trap on her, but Hex Phase of Darkness did not activate. And that's what I was talking about when I said, even though you get a claw trap, it doesn't actually work. And then right here, the Meg's like, I don't know where Skull Merchant is, and I'm like, I'm right here. And that's why we make them scream, and also we basically just, what's it called? It's like using the Skull Merchant build where you're unattainable the entire time, except it's even worse because now they're screaming and they're scared and they don't know where you're coming from, and it's even better, and I love that. Now, as you can see, this hook off the hook, the generator across the entire map and the shack is the one that turns white. So now I know exactly where to go again. So I'm gonna go over here. They're probably gonna run away as they did. I'm gonna hit this girl before she can drop the pallet, and then she drops the pallet on me anyway, and I'm like, why? And now Hex Phase of Darkness is activated. We still haven't got any Hex Phase of Darkness value, by the way. By the way, if you're watching this, please I don't know if it's a glitch or you did it on purpose, or maybe I'm just like I can't read perks. But I really hope y'all fix the glitch or fix the problem as to why Hex Phase of Darkness doesn't activate when a Skull Merchant drone were to get someone a claw trap and injure them. Maybe again, tell me in the comments if I'm just wrong. But I feel like she got injured by a claw trap and then she just didn't. And then Hex Phase of Darkness didn't activate for some reason. Then the third girl becomes a bot and she's like, yeah, I'm done. This obviously we're gonna lose. We're at 5 gens on Orman of all maps against the Skull Merchant. This game is over. So I'm gonna go after the bot, not knowing it's the bot, but just going after the bot anyway. And the girl on the hook died. She's like, yep, I give up. I'm like, yes. And now I'm gonna go hit this girl. And LED is over here getting scanned by my drone, giving me a speed buff. Thank Jesus. But then I hit the bot, and then I have no idea where the bot went, and I'm like, oh, okay. But because LED got scanned by my drone, I saw her to the right on my radar, and then she ran right in front of me for some reason. So I'm like, okay, this should be easy down. But then it hit me. My drone is disabled, so I can't actually down her here. So she knows that, so she's gonna try and run away because she probably thought I was gonna get rid of my drone and put a new one. But nope, I'm gonna put a drone right here and chase this girl. Now if she goes back to this pallet, there's a high chance she'll get cloud trap, but she only has one lock on stack Sally, so I'm like, dang it. Now as you can see, because I hit the bot and then I went after someone else, Hex Space of Darkness is now activated, and it's gonna be activated for a long time until that bot goes away. This girl is gonna run right in front of me. I'm like, okay. She really should have just stayed at the pallet and just kept going back and forth to see if I would like come over there. But I think because she got oblivious, she no longer heard my terror radius, and she was like, I don't know where Skull Merchant is. Even though it was kind of weird, because I believe when you're in chase, you don't hear the terror radius anymore, but you still are gonna hear the chase music. But the chase music doesn't have a direction or a like location. You don't really know how far or close someone is based on chase music. So now Hex Space of Darkness is gonna activate. Now every time someone on a generator, there's a chance they'll scream, and then the generator will get blocked by Dead Man Switch for the next however long seconds until the Dead Man Switch goes away. I knew Survivor was right next to here, and I knew she had sprint burst too. I was hoping my drone would locate her, but it was like, yeah, no. And I'm like, ugh. Put a drone right here, kind of gonna drop this pallet, and then one of my drones scans her, so I'm like, okay, only 2 more to go, and then she's gonna get injured. Then I have another drone, I'm like, yes, only 1 more to go, and then she'll get injured. But the drone's like, I'm not gonna scan her anytime soon. I was also really hoping that she would get injured right there, but she didn't, so I'm like, it's fine. I'm gonna put a drone right here so that way I can block off this window. Because if you put a drone right here, there's a chance she'll try and vault the window, and then she'll accidentally touch the drone. Also a chance that she'll get a clock up on her, so I'm like, yay. So I'm done to go right here, but I know LED's here, so I'm like, yeah, no, you're not gonna get this flash, I say. So I'm gonna push LED in front of my drone on purpose to try and injure her. But LED's smart, and she's like, yeah, I'm not gonna try and get injured by this drone. So I'm gonna get her right here, and then I'm like, 1 more drone hit will injure you. So I'm hoping she vaults the window, but she doesn't vault the window, so I'm like, it's fine. Also, because I hit the girl on the ground and I hit LED, now I have Hex Space Darkness again. And as long as LED doesn't heal herself, or as long as the LED doesn't heal herself, I should be able to have Hex Space Darkness work forever. And here comes the bot. I'm gonna pick her up anyway. I know the bot won't still pallet on me. There's no way the bot is gonna ever go towards that pallet and try and slam the pallet on me. So I'm not really worried about that. And now I'll get a quick down, and now I'm going to the bot because I realized that you're right next to me, might as well kill you. But I also realized kind of looting a bot is kind of hard, so I probably shouldn't do this. But we're going to do it anyway. Then I placed my drone. As you can see, I got the cooldown for the drone, but the drone didn't pop up. And that's another bug with Skull Merchant that I really hope they fix. But I really hope, they got to fix that bug because that bug is so bad. Like, I've had games where I just get so unlucky because the game just says, did you want to, use your drone? Nope. Okay. Also, because LED found my Hex Space of Darkness, it got destroyed, and now it no longer activates anymore, which is pretty bad. But other than that, it's already fine because the game's over. So all I have to do is hook this girl on this hook, and because LED got a cloud trap on her, all I have to do is find exactly where she went and down her. It's a very simple process, and I love it so much. I've been seeing videos where people say Skull Merchant is really, really easy to play. And I will admit, there are some things about Skull Merchant that are much easier to do than other killers. But that doesn't just mean that she's easy to play. Also, I saw her go on this side of the snowman, so I was like, you must die. Also, I can track people even though they're inside snowman, which is kind of funny. But I saw like a video, like, Skull Merchant is easy to play, but then they play Skull Merchant and then they get destroyed. And I'm like, what in the world? I mean, what? How are you going to say that she's easy to play, but you're not doing well over her? Make it make sense. Like, I hate when people say that. They try to make a guy with Skull Merchant and then they end up just losing. Because, like I said, the killer is easy in some regards. Like, for example, the fact that you can put someone on your radar and track where they are indefinitely until their until the cloud trap goes away is really, really easy. But the thing about that is, that's Skull Merchant's whole game plan. That's Skull Merchant's whole thing. He's supposed to be a tracking killer. He's supposed to be hunting you. So, of course, I expect that. But, like, when people are like, you put a drone up and they get injured for free. Like, no, it's a little more skill than that. I don't know why I'm bringing this up now, but I think the reason why I'm talking about it is because I was watching, like, big streamers or people play with Skull Merchant and they try and do, like, a guide or try and, showcase their thoughts. Then I see their chat say, like, you're not even playing her right. Are you sure Skull Merchant is even that... you say Skull Merchant is not that good, but then you don't play well. And I'm like, yep. It's just a case where people try to like make a killer seem better than they actually are, but are playing them well, or the opposite, where they think a killer's bad because they just aren't playing them well, but in reality, the killer's actually pretty good. And I think Scrum is pretty good. Even with this build is really weird, but it's really fun, and that's why I like it. But look into the last game of the video so I can show you how great this build is. Okay, playing on Batham Preschool 5. So, like I always say every single time, I never remember which Batham Preschool is which, so I just play on them. But this Batham Preschool, I believe, is the one with the schools automatically on the left and the shacks on the right, and it's like a straight line. I think this actually might be the best one for me, or I just could be completely wrong. So I get head-on right here, I'm like, oh no, it's going to be a head-on bully squad probably. So I'm mentally prepared for that, but I just wanted some snowballs, so I was like, I'll get these snowballs. And I want you to pay attention to the snowballs in this game, like the location they spawned at. So because he hit on me, of course I have to chase him, is the only logical explanation. So I'm chasing Survivor. That's why I use Corrupt Intervention like in every build now, because basically I can risk chasing someone for a long period of time like this at the beginning of the game, and there's a high chance that the generators won't just go flying by. Because normally when I chase someone for like 2 minutes or a minute, a generator's already done because survivors spawn so far from me, and they also spawn near a generator. So I just want to so that's why I use Corrupt Intervention now. So I'm gonna break this wall. And now that I broke the wall, I'm going to get rid of that drone because drone's in a really bad spot, and place it over here. That way they can't loop this annoying tile. Then I lose where he was, so I decided to just go back. And then I was like, well, I would rather go after this person. So I'm trying to become untethable and try and catch them. But then I hear a generator moving, and I'm like, yep, I see. Then I see someone else here, so I'm like, they probably had sprint burst, and they did. But I go after her because I already remember she got one lock on stack on her before, so it makes more sense to try and get her down or get her injured, so she can get another lock on stack. So right here, I'm trying to put it on a really good trick. I'm going to get a lock on stack on her and immediately hit her, downing her so fast. Because if someone gets scammed by your drone 3 times, you know they get injured. But what also happens is, for like the first second, they don't get the speed buff because the game is like, you're injured, claw trap, and then afterwards they get the speed buff. So because of that reason, you do have time to actually down them. They've already got rid of 2 of my drones, and I'm like, really? But luckily for me, I did put a drone in the main building, so if he goes over there, he will die. Also, I did get a claw drop on someone, so I'm hoping he'll drop the pallet down, but he didn't drop the pallet down, so I'm like, okay. And then my drone finally locks on to him. I'm like, you took long enough, drone. So because I hit him, I know he's going to go over there, and I'm going to use that to my advantage, and I'm going to have my Hex Totem working. So that way, as long as he doesn't get healed, the Hex Totem will work. Then I'm going to catch this guy off guard, because he's oblivious. He doesn't know where I'm coming from, and I get a free down. And that's the reason why I always use the add-on Brown Earth Generator, is because you can just sneak up on survivors sometimes when we're working on gens. Because not every single survivor that you get claw trapped is the one that you're actually chasing. Sometimes a survivor gets claw trapped by complete accidents. Sometimes they fail the drone minigame and then they get claw trapped. Sometimes they just run and they think they're going to save their teammate and then they get claw trapped because the drone's there. That's why it's in stealth mode. I love stealth mode drones sometimes. But that's all that's happening. So right here, another I didn't even use Score Trick Pain Resonance yet on these people. But because of the fact that they keep getting off this generator, it keeps what's it called, being blocked. Now also I have that I can't remember his name, the guy in the yellow jacket. Because he's injured, I have my Hex working, and they're gonna be screaming every 25 seconds. And notice, by the way, when a survivor has a claw trap on them with the oblivious aspect, they're going to scream basically forever as long as the Hex Totem is up. And the reason why they're going to scream forever is because of the fact that the Hex Totem is based on if they're in my terror radius or not. So if they're in my terror radius, if there's no terror radius thanks to the oblivious aspect, they'll just keep screaming over and over again, which is really good for them. Well, really good for me and bad for them. So they finally do that generator they've been trying to work on for like the last 2 minutes. But the problem is they end up running towards me, and I'm like, oh. So this guy's gonna drop the pallet. I thought he's gonna vault it because of the fact that I kind of went the other way around. But instead he continues looping the pallet, and I'm like, oh. But sadly, there's a window right next to the pallet, so I'm like, well, there's no one gonna be able to chase this guy. And then I know there's a pallet right here, so I'm trying to mind game it, even though it's kind of hard to mind game this pallet because survivors can see through walls. So of course, survivors have a different type of vision than the killer does. I'm there in third person, I'm in first person. So it'd be kind of impossible to loop to do this, but I decided to try anyway. And I could have got him right there, but I was too slow. So I'm like, okay, break the pallet. The problem is, I forgot about the pallet in this direction. He's allowed to go to the window, and there's not much I can do about it. So I'm like, you know what? I give up. So because of that reason, I'm like, what am I supposed to do? If I can't get this person, I might as well go to someone else. Then they get rid of my hex, so I'm like, no! But luckily for me, he is claw trapped. So because of that reason, I can easily sync up on him and try and get her down. But I go back over to this generator because I realize that someone might be on it. But this guy is trying to mend himself while being oblivious. So he gets obliterated by my weapon. And now I'm trying to hook him on a score trick because I haven't hooked a single person on a score trick. Sometimes it's good to keep your score trick pain resonances for later. And sometimes it's good to just use them immediately. It depends on where your playstyle is. Personally, I prefer to use my score trick pain resonances early because of the fact that if I can just deny them from doing the generators they're already working on early in the game, they'll most likely either continue working on the generator, spending more time on that one gen, or they'll end up getting off that generator and trying to go for a rescue or heal their teammate because they realize that that I'm gonna keep progressing that same gen over and over again. So that's the reason why I normally do it, but I can definitely see why you would want to keep them for later on. And it, in my opinion, it's probably better to do that because say there's 3 gens left and you still have 2 or 3 score trick pain resonances. Now you can just be like, oh, if I have one person killed, I can just go over here and then keep doing this over again. So right here, someone gets claw trapped, and I'm like, yes. And because of the fact that I can extract them and they don't have a terror radius, they don't know where I'm coming from. So I'm like, okay, I know you know this pallet on the left is dropped, so you can go after, or you're not dropped. You're gonna go after the pallet to the left. So I'm like, there's no way. So I'm like, okay, now that I know he's going that way, I'm just gonna not break the pallet and then proceed to chase him. He's gonna continue running forever though, because he's like, yeah, I know I'm oblivious. And then he gets claw trapped, and I'm like, oh, he gets scammed by drones. I'm like, yes, even better. Then Jing is completed. I'm like, dang it. But it's fine because of the fact that I'm kind of in a good position with my hooks at least. So then someone else gets droned, and I'm like, okay. So he's gonna continue running, and I'm like, it's fine. There's nowhere he can go right now because there's no pallets, I remember correctly, in this area. So I'm like, this should be really easy down. And because I already broke the pallet, I believe that's on the bottom floor, I don't have to worry about that either. And I'm gonna hook him right here. The only problem is it's gonna probably get rid of my drone. So I chose to decide to hook him on the scourge hook. That way I can get a scourge trick pain resonance with a dead man switch. And we can see exactly where you're gonna go to next, and the generator is across them, as it should be. So I'm gonna go over there. The good thing about this combo, by the way, meanwhile someone gets cloud trapped, so I know exactly where to go. So right here, I'm like, I know you have Dead Heart, not Dead Heart, I know you have the perk. I got so unlucky right here. I was so mad because literally, I read it, I was perfect, and the game still said no. And I'm like, why? Like, why do I get punished for making the right play? So then I downed him, so it's fine either way. But it just kind of annoyed me a little bit because I was like, I literally did everything perfectly, and the game just said no. So that's fun. So now I'm going to hook on that hook, and I got another score trick pain resonance on the same exact generator. So that generator is not being touched ever. And now I'm going to go back over here because I know they're going to rescue, so I can hopefully get someone caught off guard. Is one person on the hook, one person got for the rescue, one person just got off the hook, one person on the hook, and that girl went for the rescue. So that means the last guy's probably on the generator, but because he can't work on it for 30 seconds, I don't really have to worry about anything. Then the guy killed himself on the hook, even though he clearly could have been saved, but he was like, I give up, I lose, and I'm like, okay, I guess I won. So now because of that reason, I'm gonna go towards the generator, because not only is the girl walking towards the generator, I know also there's someone probably on it, but actually it's the guy I just hooked, so I'm like, even better. Now that gen has no progress, that's why you say your score trick pain resonance with that pain resonances with the right time. But that generator has like no progress now, and I'm gonna hook this person, hopefully. But he's going to, of course, get towards this pallet. I was kind of hoping he would drop the pallet so I can hit him and also I get the down, but sadly no. So now that I've already hooked him on a score trick, I know that if I hook him on this one, I'm not gonna gain anything from it, except for the dead man switch. So that's the whole point. Now, if someone goes to a generator, it'll be blocked by the entity. So right now, most likely survivors are not gonna get off gens until I get really close to the generator, because they know I have dead man switch. So lo and behold, I knew that guy. I knew the generator. Someone was working on it because of the fact that happened. Then this guy left the game because he's like, I give up. And I'm like, yes, my score merchant too strong for you. Please give up. Then the guy kills up in the hood. And then all that's left is Fanny Man, who's like, do I really feel like playing anymore? So now I'm trying to find Penguin. And this is the part where I said, make sure you pay attention to these snow piles. So there's one snow pile right here on this road, on this street. Then I look, and I'm trying to find a snowman, because I had a challenge, I believe, where I had to throw a snowball at a fake snowman and try and get rid of it. So I was looking for a snowman, but instead I find not one, but two, then three, then four, by the way. Then I look over here and I say, are you a fake snowman? And you're not. So I'm like, dang it. So I find 4 snowball piles literally just in a row. And I'm over here confused, like, Dead by Daylight? Why? So I'm gonna throw it on this one. Hopefully it's fake. I can't hit it. But it was real, and I'm like, huh, of course. So now I'm like, this challenge is gonna be impossible. So then I said, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 snowball piles in a row. Let me see if I can find a snowman over here. That's the 4th one. Then I'm gonna get some more snowballs. There's a 5th snow pile. So I'm like, why are there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 snow piles in a row? Like, what? Dead by Daylight? Weird generation. That's the 5th one. So I'm like, this is weird. And then I want to try and find the survivor. I care more about the challenge, honestly, than the survivor, because I knew the girl wasn't going to go for the rescue, because why would we try and rescue that? Then I see a 6th snow pile. I'm like, where are all the snowmen? Like, I'm confused. Then in the corner of my eye, I see a snowman. I'm like, please be fake. You have to be fake, right? Are you fake? Yep, it was fake. So because of that reason, I finally get my challenge completed. Even when I played Dead by Daylight, I still get my challenge is completed, but it's a good thing. Now I'm trying those snowballs at Penguin once I find her. If I find her. First I'm looking for the hatch. I don't hear it yet, so I don't know it's not in the main building. You can go in like almost any part of the main building, you can figure out what the hatch is. So Penguin's like, I give up, and I'm over here like, I'm sorry, my child. And I guess she didn't find the hatch, and she's like, you know what, just kill me. So I got all my snowballs so I can get some extra blood points, and then we're gonna hook her, and that should be the end of the game. I really like this build, by the way. This build is really weird. Like, I feel like this build would be better if your drones actually activated actually activated Hex Face of Darkness, but for some reason it doesn't, and I don't know why, if I'm being honest, because it literally says that they lose a health state or they get injured by any means, it'll work, but for some reason it doesn't work with Score Merchant, so I don't know why. But then Desolation works with Score Merchant, and other perks that say the same thing work with Score Merchant, so I don't quite understand. It must be like an oversight or maybe it's a bug, but hopefully they fix that because I want to use this build more often because it's pretty good. Hex Face of Darkness is actually a really good perk. And when you combine it with Dead Man Switch or Ultimate Weapon, it can be really oppressive for the survivors to deal with because they'll continuously be streaming over and over again, and gens will be blocked constantly. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any builds for me to use, let me know in the comments. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Have a nice day.